We are live.
Woo!
It's
We
such an
are
honor.
live. Welcome.
Welcome.
I feel like we should wait for people to come in.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Well, as soon as we figure out how to do this kind of thing, without StreamYard, I feel like we're gonna be in such a good place.
Oh my God,
Let me
StreamYard.
ask you a question.
Whoops.
Do you want to?
Sorry. I'm
Mm.
trying to pull us up on my little Chromebook.
Somebody is barbecuing outside, and I have all of my windows open because this is the best feeling day I've ever had in Houston in my entire life, in my life. And now I regret it because clearly everybody else feels the same way, and they out here barbecuing, and it smells so good.
That would make me so hungry.
Yeah, it's like crap. Why y'all gotta be cooking? Why can't y'all come greet your neighbors with this barbecue? It's like, come love us, come greet us.
Right?
Mm.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
I feel like Monday nights are so. I like Monday nights.
I like Monday nights because I don't think there's anything else that would interfere.
Right.
Because, like, Friday and Thursday are very popular nights for live streams.
Yeah. This is true.
Monday night, it's like, go put on your pajamas and come listen to us talk for a little bit.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
also, I feel like Monday nights just starts the week off with a bang.
Yeah. In case your week was crap, like, you can just come chill and listen to the podcast for a while.
So now that we got some people in the house, I'm going to do our little intro, Welcome to Black Pros Podcast, where Black lives, Black voices, and Black stories have always mattered. I'm not really sure who the host is tonight, but my name is Oshale from Oshi Reads. You can find me on Twitter, Oshale_O'Day, although I don't fuck with Twitter, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. So just follow me on Instagram, Oshi Reads _, or you could come check out my YouTube channel and watch my old videos because I haven't posted in a while. Oshi Reads.
Hey, I'm Brittany, aka Melanin Eclectic. You can literally find me on all platforms under this name, as that is my brand. I also own a stationery shop where, for some reason, I thought I could do all things.
Hi guys, I'm Troy Nicole. I am from Inkfleur Studio and on YouTube, and Bookish Waffler on Bookstagram, and my Twitter is Bookish Inkfleur.
Why do we always like we're saying something so deep? Well, we're like, yes. Well, welcome to tonight's podcast. We have a couple of things we wanted to talk about, but mostly we just wanted to come hang out with y'all. It's Monday, get everyone's week started good. This may or may not become a venting session. I'm not sure, but we're just gonna go with it.
It's like, what happened? I started off one way, but we kind of went on a tangent and just never came back.
So basically all of our podcasts.
Also, if y'all didn't know, we are now on Patreon. Okay, so come support your girls on Patreon. We are very excited. And you still have time to join because content begins as of October 1. We are going to be releasing our content and making things really cool and special for y'all on Patreon, and just kind of getting to know our, I guess, I don't know, can we say fan base, family, Black Pros family a little bit more?
I prefer to call them family rather than fan base, because fan base sounds condescending to me.
Fan base just sounds weird.
Yeah, it's like we're not celebrities, so we can't have a fan base.
This is facts. But yes, come and support us on Patreon if you want to. No pressure, but we would definitely appreciate the support.
Y'all, can I just say something real quick? Did y'all see that release where our current Carrot Top in Chief only paid $750 in taxes.
Wait, is this a real thing?
I don't know. This is the thing. They've been trying to figure out his taxes for like a good minute. So you
For
don't
a
really
while.
know what's not. But I think it's the New York Times that are claiming that like they've finally gotten information. And I was like, he pays less taxes, less yearly taxes than I pay like in a couple months. And I
That's
don't
insane.
make anywhere close to the money that he claimed he was making. That hurt my soul on a different level to just let me know that like I need to just quit my job, get a trainer, and go ahead and be a sugar baby
I
because
cannot.
do sugar babies pay taxes? Questions that need answers.
Yes, I think they do. Well, that is a great question.
Because technically the money given to them, wouldn't that be considered a gift?
It is considered a gift.
See? Listen, sugar babies sound lucrative.
Wow. I'm thinking the girls on and boys and non-binaries on what's that new thing that people are doing now?
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
Well, no, I think you have to pay taxes on OnlyFans.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah.
But I was like, OnlyFans might be the new move.
Honestly, if I felt comfortable with my body on that level, I'd have been on OnlyFans. I was like, I respect the heck out of that kind of hustle. Why show it to me when you know that they're going to pay to see it? The same I post on Instagram anyway.
I know some people's posts on Instagram. I'm like, just start at OnlyFans. Just do it because you're giving us this content for free, and I don't feel right. It doesn't feel right. This is free. It feels like a violation.
I don't feel right. What?
Straight up. I'm like, this should be.
Makes you feel that way.
There should be pay-per-view. This is not okay.
Pay-per-view.
That's what they call it.
Doing.
They have these like pictures, and it's like, now don't ask me how I know all this, but they have these pictures, and it's like pay-per-view, and you pay however much money to unlock the photo.
On Instagram?
No, on OnlyFans.
Oh, wow.
But the problem is though that Bella Thorne girl from I guess she used to be on Disney Channel. She ruined it for people because she was scamming people on OnlyFans. So now, before there was no cap on how much you could charge people for a pay-per-view picture, but now I think they capped it at like 100 or 50 or something ridiculous.
Dang, that brings the question. What would you be doing in a photo worth $100?
Look. Look. I don't even know, but I feel like people pay to see the people that they like and they fantasize about and they think are so beautiful. That's what brings in the money, is not necessarily what you're doing in the photo, but you yourself.
I mean,
if people are obsessed with you, they are going to pay.
So for that definition, I should not have OnlyFans because people are not obsessed with me like that.
I don't know, girls. Some people might come out the woodwork. You'd be like, oh,
nah.
I know about you.
I think I have like one or two tops, and that's not gonna make me enough money.
Right?
I'm still waiting for Oshale to join OnlyFans.
Listen, you have book OnlyFans?
Look. You know what I finally realized? I don't have the dedication. I feel like I'm such a Sagittarius. I feel like I would go full hardcore with it for like a month, maybe 2, maybe 3 tops, a quarter. And then I'd be like, I don't really want to take a photo today. I don't really want to do video. I'm kind of over OnlyFans.
But you'd be getting a paycheck from it though.
Money doesn't move me like that. I really wish it did.
Because I'm like, I just assumed you'd have a little bit more motivation because coin was involved.
You know what? Maybe it depends on how much. Like if I was making thousands of dollars a month, oh baby, I would probably have photos lined up for the next 2 years.
Hire a photographer.
Oh my God, I cannot. I don't even know how we got here.
I don't know. How did we get to Only? Oh, we're talking about the Carrot Top.
Oh, see, that's why we said podcasts are great. We don't have to have structure.
That's true. Y'all want to hear what happened to me this past week? I was just like, yo, I may actually cut some people off.
Oh
Ooh,
no.
share.
So my friend, we hung out last week, and she's one of my friends out here in the DMV, and we hung out. We made plans to hang out again, but I ended up not being able to go. And I was gonna watch my nephew, but I've had a problem in the past where she has legit been like, "Girl, you're always watching your nephew." Mind you, I don't live here, so I don't know what that comment was about because I never see my nephew. So I just was like, "Oh, girl, I hurt myself. I can't go." And so I had a Zoom session on Friday, and her birthday was Friday. I'd already told her, I was like, girl, I got a Zoom session. You know, that means I have to physically be in a seat face to face with my classmates and teacher. Why she hit me up asking me to come to some party? And I was like, well, I can't because I have work. And she was like, well, you can do it at the party. And I was just like, what? I was like, how am I going to do a Zoom session at a party? She was like, it's my friend's house. You can go in her room. I'm like, I'm not. First of all, who house you volunteering?
Right.
Second of all, I don't know how long the Zoom session is going to last. Third of all, I am not risking my freaking degree for your birthday. I was like, can we just hang out after your birthday? She was like, but I want you to come. Like, come on. Like, you can just do it real quick. I'm just like, how am I? Okay, you know what? I was just like, why is it always when I can't do something? I feel like she constantly has an attitude about something. First, it was about my dang nephew, which I mean, exactly, Tati. Why we partying during COVID is the real question. And
Okay.
Ain't nobody was wearing a mask.
Brought up the real
I was gonna let you finish the story and be like, why is she partying during COVID?
Like, ain't nobody was wearing a mask. I went to high school with all them kids. Ain't none of them live in the same house. I was so confused. But so it was like, okay, I let the comment about me watching my nephew slide. Now you making a comment about my education. And I'm just sitting here, and then she was like, I was like, well, can we hang out after? Like, is there some reason we can't hang out after? I'm not leaving until October. And she didn't respond. And I was just like, okay, listen, I don't have time for this childish back and forth. I'm not coming. I told her straight up, I'm like, I'm not coming. And that was it. I was like, I did not go. We have not spoken since her party, which is fine. But it's so insane to me because I've noticed that, especially like for me, like you guys know, I'm very close with my family. And so if my sister hits me up and is like, Nene, can you watch Royal? Me and Miles have something to do. I'm going to watch my nephew.
I mean, that's not even a question.
Like, that's not even a question. Like, you mean my sister and my brother-in-law have work and I'm not going to watch my nephew and I'm the only MF on my job?
Let me tell you, the whole story, I felt triggered as hell. Because I don't know what it is about these damn parties that people be having that you can't go to or don't want to go to or can't make it for whatever reason. And they just get so upset. And it's like you literally are going to throw away a friendship over a social gathering. It makes no sense.
A social gathering during COVID.
During a pandemic.
It's not even like, let's not even pretend like it's just like you won't meet me for coffee. These are gatherings of more than 10 people in public settings where you should be wearing masks, where most of these people don't wear masks.
They don't. I'm
Y'all,
gonna keep it real with you. They don't.
We talking a lot on this little podcast, huh?
Do you want to continue? I mean, I do have another topic. Ted brought up a very good topic that I wanted to talk about.
Ooh.
What is it?
I gotta say this, and I know somebody's gonna be mad. I don't need any more white characters being swapped for black characters. Being swapped
yes. What is going on?
I don't need Yara as Tinkerbell.
Oh, Lord.
Nobody asked for for this.
Nobody asked for that.
So, how many Peter Pan movies are we going to get?
No, asking the real questions. I'm
so like between Peter Pan and Jungle Book, we have seen it in every different variation of the sorts. And I'm like, I get it. Disney, you want to try to revamp Tinkerbell for the 18th time. But like putting her in a cute little Afro puff doesn't change the fact that she's still Tinkerbell.
Also, isn't there a black fairy in Tinkerbell series?
Yes,
fairy, but you know she's not Tinkerbell.
Why can't she get her own story?
Because she's not Tinkerbell. She was just a side character to say diversity.
You know,
can we talk about the Yara casting period? Like if it was gonna be,
are we gonna talk about the Yara casting? That's risky too.
That's risky too. I don't care though. Y'all know me.
I just have been giving Yara the side eye ever since she tried to pretend like colorism doesn't exist and that colorism doesn't happen in, what is that show she's on?
Grownish. She started blocking people because they made a comment about it.
And how literally, no, I don't think they have a single woman on that show before they cast Ryan Destiny, I guess, because Black Twitter was dragging them for filth. So they casted Ryan Destiny real quick. But they didn't have a girl that wasn't darker than brown skin on the show. And they had all these dark skinned men on the show, but they had like light to medium to brown skinned women. And so, of course, Twitter was like, this is weird. Why don't y'all have any dark skinned women on the show? Like, just somebody just asked the question. And then they were like, oh, yeah. And then she had to make a comment. I think she made a comment to, you know, how people always say, oh, you're being divisive. We're all Black, something like that. I can't exactly remember what she said.
Not that we all comment. I can't stand that comment.
Also, and we talk about, it's not just the light-skinned Black people, but there's a light-skinned Latina. There's a light for every racial group. And I'm just like, hold up.
Yes. And no dark skin representation across races at all. And I just didn't like how dismissive she was about it. And it's one of those things where it's like, if you're not going to be like Zendaya and actually be educated, please don't speak on the topic. Please don't. Please don't. Because Zendaya has turned down roles. Yep. She was like, no.
And this is why I'm a Zendaya fan, though, because she really be out here living her truth. And that's why she deserved that award. If y'all ain't never seen Euphoria, there is one scene, I forgot what episode, where she's like crying at the front door. Listen, I knew she was acting, but I felt that.
I have to watch it now.
It's wild. It's like, wow, is this what high school is like? Have I been out of high school this long?
I mean, high school is pretty dark for some people. It wasn't that dark for me because I didn't really fuck with people like that in high school. I had like my group and that was it. And I was like a theater kid, so.
Listen, Novelist said Yara and that biracial woman who played Storm.
Yes.
On her feed. Amen.
Novelist. Amen. I was thinking about her too.
I just remember wanting to backhand her.
It just was so dismissive. It's one of those things where when something doesn't affect you and then you speak on it, and not only do you speak on it, you're dismissive of it as if the people, it's gaslighting. That's the word.
Yes, she gaslit the heck out of us.
And it just, I mean, nobody is denying that we're not all Black. That's not the topic at hand.
Right.
Like that, nobody has denied that. Like we have eyes. We can all see. That's not what we're talking about.
It's the thing. Like, I have this argument with people all the time because they're like, well, how come we can't whitewash a cast, but y'all can blackwash a cast? First of all, blackwash is not a thing. Come at me. If somebody else say the word blackwash in my presence, I'm just going to blackwash you upside his head.
Oh no.
But it's like, if a character's race is a part of their storyline, i.e. Storm, you know, Aurora, African Queen.
Yup.
If that is a part of the story, you cannot change their race. It's the same way why Mulan could not be anything but a Chinese woman.
Exactly.
Why Pocahontas cannot be a white woman. Like, it's just like, I don't understand. Like, people get so panties turned up in a bunch, and then here go this mixed chick. I would have respected her if she acknowledged her privilege, but instead, we're all Black. Ma'am, if I go back on your tweets, are you going to be as Black as you are right now? You're just Black because it's convenient because you got a Black heart. Because there are a lot of people like her, Zoe Saldana,
Yes.
People who are like, I'm not Black, I'm Latina. Okay, well, you weren't Latina except in this role, though, sis.
Facts.
So I'm always very interested because I'm like, I understand that being mixed has probably got to be interesting because you're trying to understand your own identity. But to only gaslight people when we're asking you about your Black side is just as problematic as racist, in my opinion.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Naming folks. Oh, Tati.
Woo! Woo!
I don't talk about Raven-Symoné. This is gonna sound terrible, but anybody who started off as a child actor and stayed on Disney Channel for more than 5 years, I really don't talk about them much.
I feel like Raven-Symoné is a product of her environment in the sense that I don't think she had a lot of strong Black role models in her life.
Oh, it's very clear she didn't.
And I think that it's that traumatic place where you're literally trying to deny your own Blackness because it's a survival tactic. And because you have wealth and because you're of a lighter complexion, you don't face the full brunt. Okay, you don't face the full brunt of what, a regular schmegular Black person in America would face. And so in a way you're sheltered and you're shielded and you just go into that cocoon and you just build this false reality. And all of a sudden you don't want to be called African American or Black American. Why can't I just be American? I'm just American. Oprah, why can't I just... I'm like,
so you be American? That's your nationality.
Like,
your race is Black.
I'm offended by that. I was like, oh Lord.
I'm offended too that you out here making a fool out of yourself. But go off, sis.
But yeah, Raven-Symoné makes me sad because I look, I'm a fan of her body of work, like everything she's ever been in, from the Cosby Show,
Cheetah Girls,
to what's that show? That movie, Zoom Zoom Zoom. Y'all
know
what I'm talking about?
Zenon. Yeah.
Zenon. Okay, she was my girl on Zenon. She was coming with the outfits, with the hair, with everything.
She was that Black girl we all wanted to be in space,
right? Like I have admired her for so long until she got on The View, until she said those comments. Another one bites the dust because so many people I like, and then they start talking, and I'm like, ooh.
It's like you're stuck between, I really wish you wouldn't speak, but I needed to know this so I could stop supporting you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, who was it that happened and I was so disappointed? I think it was Lance Gross.
What
did he say?
Y'all didn't hear about this?
I'm scared. I don't know if I want to know.
That's baby daddy. Please don't say.
I'm about to break your heart. Okay, so a couple Christmases ago, Lance Gross posted a picture on his Instagram, and it was like him and his family and friends. I guess every year they have this tradition where they go on vacation and they take this picture, and it's the same picture every year. And all the Black men in the picture were with racially ambiguous or light-skinned women. And then you had this one girl, and she was a dark-skinned Black woman, like a visibly Black woman, and she was off to the corner by herself alone.
What?
Yes. And he posted like all the years that they had taken the same picture, and every single year it's like all these dark-skinned men with their like racially ambiguous and light-skinned wives, like booing it up, like all cuddled up, and then over in the side, like all by herself, looking all pitiful, was like the dark-skinned Black girl.
I'm looking at the picture. Oh my God.
Quickness. So you can imagine they dragged him by his beautiful hairline, honey. They were like,
so beautiful though. Ugh.
I'm so upset.
And he tried to make some comment like, y'all taking things too far. Not everything is about colorism. Not everything is about da-da-da-da-da. Y'all going too deep. This is a funny picture that we take every year. It's just family. And then the comments were like, but why is it funny? But why would you post this? But why are you being so tone deaf? Don't you understand? Like, most of your fans are Black women. Like, why would you do this? So ever since he did that, y'all, I don't look at him the same.
My feelings are genuinely hurt right now.
I can't even speak. I
can't look at him the same because I'm just like, oh, the optics of it. And I think that's what he was being tone deaf about. It's like, nobody's mad at you because you married who you married. Nobody's mad at your friends because they married who they married. It's the optics of this photo. It hits in a very sore spot, and it's just not a good look. Like, nobody else looked at the photo before you posted this and was like, ooh, don't post this. Like, put it in the group chat. Don't post it.
It needs to be on the shirt. Does this belong in a group chat before Twitter? I'm so sad. Like that. He's like baby daddy number 8.
I'm so sorry.
Right. Like, I just.
All his kids is cute, so I know his genes is good. Listen,
Look, I used to like him too, and I still do to some respect, but I kind of feel like he might be a low-key undercover colorist now, because I'm just like, why did you post that and feel like it was okay? Because anybody looking at that picture would be like, don't post this. This is not good. Like, just anyone, just like, ooh, this is not cute. Don't post it.
You already know, don't post me in some compromising, got me looking crazy type stuff. I will pay you back.
Period.
And he was like, oh, it's a joke. And I'm just like, but why is the Black woman always the butt of the joke, though? Like, don't you see how that's not appropriate? But yeah, so, I mean, after that, I just had to withdraw my support silently. It's like that place where I'm not going to go on Twitter and rant about it. I'm just going to stop supporting you. I'm going to stop going to your movies. I'm going to stop liking your photos. I may or may not unfollow. I'm not sure. Depends on how much time I have that day. But it's just like, it's like Chris Brown. I used to be obsessed with Chris Brown. And then I had to silently stop supporting him after he beat up Rihanna. That was strike 1. I mean, that should have been strike forever, but we're a very forgiving community. He said he was getting better. We were like, okay. But then all these stories started coming out about how at in his sections in clubs, he says no Black girls allowed. They're denied entrance.
Really?
Doesn't let them in his section at all. Like, the bouncer will even say, like, sorry, no Black girls. He only allows white women and mixed and racially ambiguous women into his sections. And it's like a known thing in the industry. And after I heard that, I was like,
this is a lot.
I'm like, Chris, I gave you a chance, Chris. I forgave you. Rihanna is my good sis, and I still forgave you. And I was like, you know what? People can change. You know what? Let me give this Black man another chance. You know what? People trying to crucify him. But then after I heard that, I was like, all right, I tried. Okay. You're canceled forever.
We have officially hit that point where we about to go into rant mode. I'm just letting everybody know that now, because this whole conversation just triggered the crap out of me, because we need to talk about the little bitch boy that is Tory Lanez.
Ooh. Wow. We're really going to go there.
We kind of have to, because he follows in the same trends. Because you want to talk about how he was out there protesting for Breonna Taylor, and in the very same breath making music degrading Black women and praising the culture vulture that is Kardashian. And I don't care if you like the Kardashians. I do not care. They got famous off of their sister sucking dick, and they have literally done nothing else since then but copy other people and better people, more creative people. They just have the money to bulldoze over small businesses and take advantage of opportunities that were never actually for them. So if you like them, I don't care. What I also don't like is Tory Lanez does not have the height nor the hairline to come at people the way that he has been trying to quote unquote come at people. I didn't listen to the music because I refuse to give that motherfucker a view, a listen, or anything. Because
you're not missing out.
I don't understand how all of a sudden it's, we got to hear his side. What side of the story comes at the end of he shot her?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
what happened before that? She wasn't the one with the loaded weapon. He was.
Honestly, ever since that happened to Meg, and I was in shock. I remember when that story came out, I was in complete shock. But what shocked me even more was how the mainstream media wasn't running with the story like that. What shocked me even more was all the memes, all the jokes. Like, I didn't even know how to react. Like, it was very triggering for me, because I was just like, she almost died. Like, why are y'all making memes and jokes about this? Like, I don't.
Black woman.
So once that was kind of like the turn that public opinion took of like, oh, we're gonna joke about this and make light of it. even after she went on that Instagram live and she was literally crying because this woman has been through so much. Like, she lost her mother, she lost her grandmother. Like, it's just insane. And there's just no empathy for her. There's no, it broke my heart to see her like that, because I can't even imagine going through that and the whole world is turning your trauma into a joke, and you have to go online and see memes and see people laughing and people saying, oh, it's not that serious, or people defending your abuser. It's so triggering in so many ways, because I feel like we've all, especially as women and as Black women, we've all experienced something like this to some level, where something traumatic happens to you and either it gets brushed under the rug, or people don't believe you, or it gets made into a joke, or it's dismissed. And it is because of your race, and it is because you're a Black woman, and it is very apparent that you're just supposed to suck it up, shoulder the burden, and keep it moving. And that's what a lot of us do. So this happening to her in such a public way, especially now with everything with Breonna Taylor, like, it just was too much for me. Like, that was one of the reasons that I had to kind of take a social media break, because it was too much. It was too much.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even have to talk about the Breonna Taylor thing, because I feel like that I'm tired of the world just shitting all over us, but then looking at us to be the innovators. So it's just like, I've been letting people delete themselves off my social media, because I've literally wrote them like, wow, you're actually trash.
Right.
They're like, I mean, the beat went hard. Well, go ahead and hit that delete button so it can go just as hard.
Y'all know who else I can't stand?
Who?
I was so pissed because I would listen to his music religiously. A$AP Rocky.
I know.
The one that said Black women can't wear red lipstick?
Yeah, no. Let me specify. Dark-skinned Black women can't wear them. Light-skinned women can.
I was like,
Black women can't.
Cocoa butter in a day in his life and want to tell me how I can wear lipstick. I don't understand.
Taco said, I don't know who that is.
He's one of the new mumble rappers who was real ugly before he got money and forgot that he's still ugly with money. It's just that girls like him with a wallet.
Brittany, have you talked to my dad? He calls every new rapper mumble rappers.
He is a mumble rap. All of them are mumble rappers. Your lyrics to understand what you're saying, not because you're rapping fast, but because you're.
My dad said all of Gen Z must have a different language that they all speak.
That's about his last album too. Shoot.
I feel like what now?
I said Brandy did the same thing in her last album. I was like, can y'all open your mouths?
Seriously.
Like, what happened? I was like, Kanye's mouth was so shut and we still understood him when he was in his right mind.
I cannot. I feel like any rapper willing to date a Kardashian is automatically suspicious to me. Like, automatically out the gate, like, whether it's Kendall, Kylie, whichever, or I mean, they're Jenners, but whoever in that family, like, if you have dated them, I'm automatically giving the side eye. So that goes out to Kanye, The Game, A$AP Rocky, whatever his name is, like, all of them. Like, what's the other one? Travis Scott. Like, they're all in the same boat to me. Like, I'm just like, not sure about you. Every single one of them.
I just want to know why we as Black women have been the forefront for so many different movements and so many different activist moments. And I'm not trying to say, like, there are some biases that in large that Black women themselves also have to, like, work on. But when it comes down to being the more supportive group, Black women are hands down. But for some reason, asking for just like 25% of the support that we give is just so difficult.
I think that there's this movement that I've noticed online of Black women kind of divesting themselves from this type of work, in the sense of carrying the whole world on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Because on one end, you know, we're encouraged to be on the front lines and to always support, and especially not within our community, like Black women we're treated as adults from the time that we're children.
Yes.
But Black men are always treated like children. Like it's an inequality that happens where we're always expected to shoulder the burdens. We're always expected to step up to the plate. We got to figure it out. We got to provide. We have been forced into these like roles where we have to shoulder so much. And a lot of times we have to do it on our own. But then we're also expected to be accepting and nurturing and supportive and social justice warriors and this and this and this. And because we are so, I feel like we understand what it's like to be downtrodden, and so we fight so hard for people who are downtrodden, and that's how a lot of people get their rights because of us.
Yeah.
We're the foundation of so many civil rights movements. And so I find that what's happening now with this new generation, and even just like our generation of Black women are waking up and like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to focus on myself. Like, I'm going to go get my master's degree. I'm going to travel. I'm going to do this. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do this. I mean, I'll donate, but, you know, I'm not going to, you know, sacrifice myself on the altar of whatever cause it is this week. So I've noticed this movement happening of Black women being like, you know what? It's time to step back and take our mental health into consideration here for once and like focus on ourselves. And yeah. I'm with it. I am totally with that movement.
I support it. Because who else is going to take care of you? Because without each other, we don't have anybody else.
We don't.
Facts.
Tati is absolutely right. She said that front line be empty as fuck when we need, what did she say? When we need.
I think she means backup.
Yes, the front line and the 5 lines after that. That is facts.
Mm-hmm. Because listen, it took me years. Y'all know I love my daddy, but I think it's important to acknowledge when things even your parents try to teach you are just too much. I grew up, I'm not the oldest. I have an older sister, but I guess mentally everyone says I'm the oldest. He used to tell me when I was very young that I had to take care of my siblings. And it took where it was so exhausting because I did feel like I had to watch them. I have a brother that's right under me, and I would be at school like so exhausted because brothers are so dumb. And I felt the need to constantly take care of them to the point where I got older and I told my dad straight up to his face one day, I was just like, Daddy, I am not their parents. If you and my mama did not do well enough that they can survive on their own, that is not my fault. I am over taking care of them because, I'll answer their phone calls, make sure they good, but I'm not their mama. I was not born to raise my siblings.
No.
At all.
That's a podcast all in itself about Black families and things we got to do to make sure we don't carry that kind of stuff into the next generation.
It is
about generational curse.
Generational curse is a topic all in itself. We'll be on here for hours talking about generational curses.
And it's across all Black cultures because I was raised the same, Troy. Like, from the time I was young, my father always told me, now I am the oldest, but my father always told me, you're your brother's keeper. Watch out for your brothers, da, 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 da. And to this day, like, I was expected to be an adult. I was expected to pay my own bills. I was expected to have a job. I was expected to take care of myself, where to this day, my brother, he's not even 3 years younger than me. There's only 2 years between me and my middle brother. And he has never paid a car payment. He has never paid a phone bill. And my parents are like, oh, well, he's struggling. And, oh, well, he has it hard. He had it harder than y'all. And I'm like, I don't care. Same thing with my baby brother. Like, he never paid a car payment. Nothing. So it's like, I've always paid my car payments, by the way, y'all. Every car I have ever had, I got on my own. So it's just interesting, like the dynamics between that. And I remember at one point, because my parents always call me to find out what's going on with my brothers. And I remember at one point, this was a couple years ago, when I started really going into my spiritual journey and I started to really work on my relationship with God. The irony is actually becoming more spiritual and focusing more on my relationship with the higher power is what finally broke me of that burden of always having to feel guilty, because it's like, well, what are your brothers doing? Well, are they okay? Well, do they need money? Well, do they need this? Do they need this? And I remember my dad called me one day and he was like, I haven't heard from your brother. Is he okay? Have you heard from him? Have you called him? You need to call him. And I was like, Dad, I think he was like 28 at this time. I was like, he is 28 years old. He is okay. I was like, he does not need me to call him. He does not need money from me. He does not. And my dad was like, oh, that's your brother. That's your brother. You need to always take care of your brother. And I was like, no, I don't. And my dad just stopped right there because he had never heard me use that tone before. I was like, no, I don't. I was like, the only thing I have to do is stay black and die. He started laughing. He started laughing and he was like, no, no, no. I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
This is a grown man. I was like, Daddy, he is grown.
I mean, at this point, like, I guess this is where we're going with this topic. Like, do you feel like as a woman or as a woman in your family that it had to come to you actually saying no with fervor to get them to like stop? Because I realize there are some things I can blame my parents for. And then there are some things that I can't blame my parents for because it's literally something that's taught through Black families like all around the world. Because I'm not the oldest, but it's a well-known fact in the house that like I am the oldest, if you know what I mean.
Right. The more responsible one. The
responsible one. I'm like, man, had I known that being responsible was a setup, please believe I'd have been the problem child and somebody's sugar baby by now.
I'd have been ducking out of windows, all that.
What good life that the setup that like, you know, because in our last thing we talked about the American dream, that setup about being told you need to be the good girl because like being the good girl will get you like, you know, everything that you want. If you work hard, you'll achieve it. That lie.
It's not true.
But we're taught, no, what I should have been doing is having a workout regimen, a nutritionist, at every club and party all throughout college. I should have been doing.
Right. I'm like, what I should have done is I should have used my little refund check and got my body done. Become a groupie. You know what I'm saying? Become an Instagram model. Like, because these are the girls that are winning, clearly.
All the flat tummy tea.
Listen, all the flat tummy tea on my IG. I'm trying to do it the old-fashioned way when times were changing. Because, like, I love my parents to death, but my business is only 2 years old because my parents told me when I was a junior in high school that art will not pay my bills. And I was winning competitions and art shows with my art back then. Like, they were in galleries. Like, my mom still has my paintings right now.
Wow.
I don't blame them for that because that's what they were taught. So I don't blame them, but man, listen, had I just picked up my phone and recorded a couple times in my dorm room.
Wow.
But you know, for me, it's funny because I did have to kind of like tell my parents at a point, like, you know, I'm not doing whatever it is with my siblings anymore. And you know what happened? Oh, my family is absolutely just, I ended up becoming the belligerent one.
Oh my God.
I'm so happy. They were like, oh, well, you know, Nene is sensitive. So we don't want to like, you know, sensitive. I was like, oh my God. I'm not in for this.
Sensitive is so, I hate being told that I'm being sensitive. It's basically gaslighting my feelings.
Basically, yeah.
It's like, no, I'm just setting a boundary and you're mad because you're going to have to respect that boundary to get to me.
Yeah, I know what would piss me off when I was a kid.
What?
For Thanksgiving and stuff, my family was from Oakland, right? And, you know, we're at the kids' table. And every time I would go serve myself, I would hear,
I know where this is going.
Mimi, did you get your brothers a plate? Huh?
I knew where this was going.
No.
I'm sorry.
That's a black
two able-bodied brothers.
Wow.
I remember when I first came back to the States, because people have to remember, like, I am American. There's a lot of the Black culture, like the Black extended family relationships I don't have because like we weren't around them enough to have them. And I'll never forget that time I came back and it was like, "Are you eating before the men? Did the men cook?" I asked.
Right?
Because I wasn't allowed to go outside and play. Like I had to go in the kitchen and help. And I kept asking him, why do I have to do it and he doesn't? I was like, Jeremy cooks when we at home. Why he can't do it? Well, he's gonna go with the men. He ain't a man. He don't pay no bills.
Period.
This was,
And then brothers are so annoying because they'll be like, yeah.
yes. You know, obviously he's gonna be like, Britt, shut up, Jeremy, before I spit in your food.
I used to be like, I would turn to him and mouth, wait till everyone goes back to California.
Oh no. Like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
Exactly. Straight WWE wrestle you.
Because like my brother doesn't do that now, but like when we were younger, I don't think he realized that like the over glorification of the Black man, this idea that like women all have to do this and like be a subservient type situation. Like me and my dad used to get into so many arguments about like gender role type situations because obviously my nature is to be combative. That's just my nature.
Brittany and I are the same.
Y'all the same person.
We really are. It's
literally.
This past week has been a little creepy.
It's been way too creepy.
It is, because one of y'all will post something and the other one will be like, me too. And I'm just like, oh my God.
No. Yeah, that was my moon shelf and then
oh my God.
I was like, okay. Like it was cool to say like we alike, but now I'm starting to wonder things like
yeah, it's kind of creepy.
Oh God, it reminds me too much of Tethers and
from another mother and
father.
I
can't. A whole different continent.
What kind of twin do we call that? Because you know she was also born years after
a tether.
A tether. You can call it a spiritual tether because I'm totally done with that.
Oh God.
Ooh, I have another colorism statement of the day.
Uh-oh.
Because, you know, obviously we represent the book club itself is actually a sorted chocolate box because like we have our lovely light skin, and then depending on the season and how much sun I get, I don't know which range I'll be, whether I'll be darker or lighter, and then Oshlay's the same way.
Yep.
Yeah. We like the entire chocolate box.
Basically.
One thing we have noticed is something that happens to Troy often is the world refuses to acknowledge her Blackness.
Basically.
And like they always assume that she's some kind of quote unquote exotic. Like being Black is just like, oh no, she can't be Black. You definitely can't. And they're actually bold enough to ask her these things.
You know what I got when I went natural? It was I felt some type of way. I was like, am I being like sensitive, or was that kind of a microaggression? I guess because I never really knew that a lot of people I went to school with at the white schools I would go to thought I was biracial. It never occurred to me what they would think my hair looked like, because I didn't know what my hair looked like either. But when my hair came out, and obviously my hair is like 4A, right?
Yep.
I've had people say, wow, that's what your hair looks like? I would just be like, what is that? I've had people tell me they thought my hair would be looser, and I still wouldn't catch on to what they were saying, because, you know, my baby sister has these curls. So I really was catching on. And then when I finally realized people thought I was biracial, I was just like, so basically, in your head, you're probably like, she kind of got some.
It's like, your hair is a little too Negro.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, hold up. Hold up.
Got them nigga locks. What's going on?
Like, I'm really
like too blackity black up on your head.
I used to be like, I really started reevaluating some conversations I've had with people. I was just like, hold up, this makes so much sense. People legit just thought that I was about to come out with some, you know, type 3B, 3C.
They thought you was gonna come out with what the stores consider to be naturally curly.
Exactly. And when people would see my hair, they'd be like, Or I've had people say, "Oh, well, at first I thought you were," if I wear my hair straightened, people would say they thought I was mixed. But when my hair fully grew out, people would be like, "Well, I could see why people think you're mixed, but your hair gives you away." I'd be like, "Hold up, what? What does that?"
That is
Yo, I would be in class like so irritated.
That's
so
a
annoying.
different level
It's
of out of pocket. What?
Black people with 2 Black parents come in all shades. Like, it's kind of like when people act shocked when light-skinned Black people either show up to school with their parents, post their parents, and people are completely shocked because, like you, Troy, they thought they were biracial. Or it could be like the situation with Ryan Destiny. Like, I remember when she posted her mom for Mother's Day, people were shook.
Yeah,
because they didn't know that her mom was mixed. I mean, her mom's biracial. They didn't know her mom was biracial, and so they didn't know she was mixed. And people were like, "Wait a minute." Or it's just the ignorance. It's so much ignorance.
It's so awkward, and I never know what to say to people because I'm just like, well, I have 2 Black parents, so I don't, or when people like try to justify what they're saying, they're like, well, I didn't know. I've had people tell me, I didn't think you were mixed. I thought your mom was mixed. Because a lot of people tended to see my dad, because my dad like a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
Because my mom had a better job, so he stayed at home. And so people would always see my dad. And my dad's not light-skinned. He's just brown-skinned, And so he's obviously not mixed. But when people would see me and then my baby sister, they'd be like, oh, I guess Troy's mixed. And when they tried to justify it, they'd be like, well, I thought your mom was not you. And I was like, okay, if my mom is mixed, I have one parent that is not fully Black, which would then in turn correlating to me, meaning I only have a single Black parent.
I'm so mad they tried you like this, and then it's
tried you.
It's like, what is that? The
logic is just not used. It's like Black people can have hazel eyes, they can have looser curls, they can have tighter curls,
have blonde hair for you.
They can have blonde. Can have green eyes. They can have all of these things and still have 2 Black parents. Like, I don't understand.
And actually, I choose not to tell people that my dad has Creole parents because people think that if you're descended from Creole, that means you yourself are mixed. And I'm just like, that's not what that means. My parents aren't completely Creole. My grandparents aren't completely Creole. My great-grandparents aren't even completely Creole. It is literally some white guy that came from Belgium in like the 1800s that started my family line. I was just like, that is literally 6 generations away from me. That does not make me mixed at all.
No, it doesn't.
Technically,
it's kind of like
everybody in this
kids, and we knew like the Black kids in school. Maybe even we were those kids. I'd be like, I got Indian in me, I'm Indian, or I'm this.
We were so determined to be something more than just Black because we were taught to be
that. Who is that?
Mixed.
Who is that famous Black YouTuber that gets made fun of because she was like, well, I'm like 1/4 German. She's a Black girl.
Sheila Dunn.
You're a 1/4 German, sis.
And I'm like 1/3. And then she was like, I mean, I'm Black too, but I'm like mostly like German and Irish and da-da-da. And I'm looking at her like, girl,
if y'all ever
Black woman with 2 Black parents, I'm confused.
If y'all want entertainment, that girl's comment section be wild.
Says what?
When I tell you, they dragged her for about 5 years about her weave because it was never together. And they were like, girl, you need some Black friends. You need some Black friends. You need some Black friends. Your closure's not right. Like, what's going on? Your leave out's not blended in. Like, and like it was like every comment. And I was just like, dang. Poor girl. And then she finally started, getting her hair done correctly. And they were like, you got a new wig. I'm so glad.
I didn't know about this shit. That's hilarious because wow.
See, no, I went to white schools, but you know what? With my hair, I would literally, especially when I went natural, I remember I have one of my friends I'm still friends with. I made the mistake asking her, I'm like, is my hair frizzy? I feel like it's frizzy. And she said, no, it's not frizzy. And I was just like, why the hell am I asking her? Literally. I saw my friend in the hallway. I was like, girl, we were so loud and ghetto. I was down the hall. Girl, my hair. And she go, girl, yeah, you better go into the bathroom. And I
said, Black friends are so important. Like, let me tell you, that is one of the reasons I love working in a majority white office, because I know I can come in with my hair looking any type of way. And unless we have a Black patient walk in, I'm good. Those white people are not going to know the difference. Not going to know the difference. Nope.
Novella said, I remember when she said her twist out was her natural curl pattern. I remember that video. I was like, oh my God.
I remember this girl, because the comments are like, yes, I remember her. Like, the importance of Black women, Black identifying, non-binary, Black people as a whole just really need to come together and support each other through all of our shit, all of our identities. I don't understand how you can be Black and not have one Black person in your support system.
It's very odd.
Like, how can you survive?
It makes me sad though, because I feel like something must have happened.
Yes.
Something must have happened, or I do hear from people like that they grow up in all white environment, all white or majority white, like neighborhoods, schools. I don't know if y'all are watching the show Love Island USA.
No, I don't watch it.
The reality show. It's bringing me so much joy. But anyways, there were the two Black girls that were on this season was really interesting, because you had the one dark-skinned Black girl who's like Cameroonian but grew up in Kenya, I think. And they had that whole storyline for her in the beginning where it was like, oh, I'm dark-skinned and nobody wants me, because like all the men kept rejecting her across the board. Like,
I really hate that narrative. But continue.
I hate that narrative too, but I mean, things got better for her. She's with like this really sweet guy now, and it seems like things are going well. And it's like Black love goals on TV, but that's another story. The point is, the other Black girl on the show, she had been raised by white parents, right? She was adopted. And with the cringiest moment I have ever seen, it's got to be top 10 of the cringiest moments I've ever seen on TV with Black people in it, is when she literally sat down. The Black girl her name is Rachel. The Black girl who was adopted by white parents, her name is Rachel. The other Black girl, I can't remember her name. It's escaping me at the moment. This is terrible. But anyway, Rachel sits down with the other Black girl and has a whole conversation with her about how, and this is how she talks. Like maybe the reason why you like aren't getting anywhere like here, and like aren't having a good experience is because like I grew up in like a white environment, so like I can relate to white people a lot better than like you can, like what I'm talking about. And when I tell you, I was just like, my jaw dropped. I was like, for one Black woman to sit on national TV with both of them are dark skinned, with another Black woman, and have that type of conversation, I was just like, do you have no
shame?
Okay. And that's when I knew. I was like, those are the type of girls and people, Black people in general, who have no Black friends. And it's because something happened to them, whether they were adopted by white people who didn't integrate them into environments where they would be around people who look like them. I don't know.
Wow.
I was shook.
Speechless.
Was like, is this really happening right now?
Like, yes. Unfortunately, this is really happening. No, this is not a game. This is wow.
I didn't even know what to say. Y'all will have to go find that clip on YouTube, because
it's like y'all keep talking about stuff now. I feel like I need to go find this Tila chick. I need to go find whatever you're talking about. This is a lot. Like
it was one of the cringiest things I've ever seen in my life, because I just wanted to be like, y'all are the only two Black women on this show in this environment. Y'all couldn't become friends and support each other? No, it was too much? Okay.
That doesn't make good TV though.
No, of course not.
Like that's not what they want to see. Because the majority of us get along with each other. Like we're not catty. The majority of us are not catty. The majority of us want to see each other succeed. Yes, there are some outliers that like feel like they have to be the token Black girl in order to be successful. But for the most part, we all pretty much understand we gotta stick together. So just like I'm also glad though that I'm not as or maybe I'm just not looking, but I've been seeing less and less of the I'm a light-skinned pretty girl and that's why dark-skinned girls hate me thing going around lately. So I haven't seen I was like, again, I've also been cutting off social media. Like I'm on social media 15 minutes a day for all of my social media, and then my phone cuts it off.
That's smart. Yeah, I don't even go on. Like I'll go on and like a couple posts and maybe repost something to my story, and then I'll get off just because I'm like in a detox right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to focus on like real life and writing and just things that are going on in the moment, and not so much on social media. But
you really want your book, so you gotta hurry up anyway.
I know that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying. Trying really hard. But yeah, I mean, there's so much that's set up for us to have all this infighting and hate each other and come against one another, that I really just love when we can have spaces where we can all come together and just support one another. Like there's nothing like it. And I feel like there are more spaces like our book club and other places online that are doing that.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot more Black book clubs and Black meeting spots that have come up in the past couple months. And I'm like, hey, love to see it. Love to see it.
I know. I love it too.
And on my Bookstagram, I get like a lot of Black Bookstagrammers on my Explore tab.
Yes, me too. I've been getting a lot more.
Me too.
It's so nice. And then, you know, I've seen the plethora of Black blog. I've been seeing a lot more Black activity, basically.
Yeah, I think so.
I've been seeing a lot of Black activity, and positive Black activity, not just some ignorant fool, you know, coming on there to be stupid, to be the token ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited to see how it's going to positively affect the publishing industry, because we're already having like these amazing books coming out. Like I'm really excited to read like Legendborn, and like
my Legendborn copy just came in today.
I got an audiobook.
I didn't realize that book was so thick. Sheila, yes. I was like, ooh, I see you.
Nice.
Yeah,
thickness.
She got a little girth. I was like, ooh, I love me a fantasy book with girth. Also, I think Legendborn might finally be my Black magical girl who is magical and like really magical and not just traumatized. Like,
I think it is. And I was so hyped because not only is the author from North Carolina, but the book takes place in my town, like the town where my parents live, Chapel Hill, UNC Chapel Hill is like the college. I mean, Tar Heels, UNC, like those are like my stomping grounds. And so I'm really excited to read it because I'm excited to read about places that I like go to on the regular in a book.
I'm legit just like, Lord, please don't let this be another Black Girl Unlimited. Please.
Oh, no.
No, in the chat, somebody has read it. She said it was really good.
Thank God. Y'all don't understand. Oshale and Troy know I have been looking for magical Black people. Like for like a year and a half now. I have been on the search trying to find books where they're magical and there is not one reference to the KKK or Harriet Tubman or other racial things where they're out here like being magical, slaying demons. Like that's kind of like what I'm looking for. So I bought Legendborn with the hope of like
getting that
being the thing. Or yeah, because the Song Below Water, I started reading it. Trauma. That is also a bit traumatizing.
Trauma. So, great trauma. I loved it, but I was like,
water anytime soon.
Yeah.
Because it's advertised like it's a mermaid book, but it's basically about the same shit we dealing with right now. I'm just like, can't do it. Can't do it. I want magical Black people without trauma.
That's what I mean by like, I'm excited to see how all of this, you know, that started with the Black Lives Matter movement resurgence, which unfortunately was built on something so traumatic, but all of this Black positivity, I'm excited to see how it positively influences the publishing world, because we have Legendborn now, and I see people getting book deals, and I see like book descriptions. Like I'll go like on, new authors who, when you look in their bio and it says their book is coming out in 2021 or 2022. I look and see their book descriptions, and what I see, I don't see trauma. I see Black kids like living life, falling in love, going on adventures. And I mean, this is mostly YA. I can't speak for the adult market, but I am so excited because I feel like the publishing industry is now more willing to take a chance on authors who are writing about Black people just living life. And, like you said, like being magical and going on adventures and doing all this shit. And I'm just like, I'm so ready. I'm like, give me these books. I'm ready for it.
I think Legendborn, if I'm not mistaken, Legendborn and Grown were the first two books that I saw being pushed by publishers like months in advance since CBB.
Yes.
Because like all the other ones, they would drop the cover, disappear, and pop back up again. Like I saw chicks with, first of all, I was mad that I was not a part of that campaign because they also got my beauty supply store earrings. And I was like, I already own these. Y'all could have put me on this campaign. I could have been Black as fuck on this campaign as well. But I want publishing companies to stop looking at it from the sense of, oh, I don't know if this is marketable, and just give them the same energy everybody else gets. Like,
I agree.
Like I keep telling people, I wish that I was a writer, because I would have the craziest fantasies ever if I was a writer. I'm not a writer though. Like, it's just not in me. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and say I'm a try. It's just not my thing. I have so many ideas from dreams that I've had. Like the last dream that I had, I was a space pirate. And
what?
God, I was a space pirate, but I was I ran away from my parents' planet because, obviously my family was royalty, but I didn't like the idea of being royalty because I was just looked at as
I'm going to stop you right here because this is too good to share with the world. Somebody about to steal this, and I'm trying to write this book. So drop this in the book club drive. Thank you.
Listen, I have dreams of like the crazy. I wake up sometimes mad that it's not real life. I'm like, dang.
That sounded so amazing. And since we're on this topic, I just wanted to share with y'all, if you are not on Goodreads or any of our socials, which again, why are you not following us on Instagram, Twitter, and Goodreads? I don't understand. But if you are not, the book of the quarter, y'all voted and chose Cinderella is Dead.
I'm actually intrigued to read this because I heard there's some magical elements in the story.
I'm excited about the LGBTQ rep. I think that's going to be a really interesting take on Cinderella that we've never seen before. I agree with you. I'm excited for the magical elements, but you have time to get your copy. It's by Kaylin Bayron. I think that's how you say her last name, or their last name. So please go get you the audiobook, that's what I'm doing because I don't have time to read these days. But
on the audiobook because it helps me. I can fill orders and listen to it at the same time.
Exactly.
Right. So that's our book of the fourth quarter to round out this year. It's so weird to think that we're going to be having our live show in December.
Right. I'm just like, yo.
That's weird.
Like, in the quarter for real.
Speaking of weirdness, so let's talk about booktubers writing books.
Oh no!
This is gonna be the last topic of tonight.
Okay. Who writes books?
So Christine is coming out with her next book. Christine of Poland Banana Books is coming out with her next book, which also has the title Better in it as well.
Huh.
So she hasn't got yet?
It's like she had again but better, and then this one is like Better Together.
So it's a sequel.
No, let me tell y'all what it's about since I know y'all didn't watch her video.
Wait.
I know y'all didn't.
I don't follow Christine, so no, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't follow her, so I know you're gonna tell me though.
Better Together is about two sisters. Okay, basically it's a combination of The Parent Trap and Freaky Friday in a book.
Oh, thanks.
And this is what bothered me. She literally said this, and I was just like, so this is not original. But anyways, so it's a combination of Freaky Friday and The Parent Trap, where it's like two sisters who, by the way, look nothing alike. Like one sister looks, has dark hair, and the other sister has red hair. Okay, anyway, I don't know how they're gonna do, The Parent Trap when they don't look alike, but it's fine. Two sisters who didn't grow up together because their parents got divorced, and they were each raised by, the other parent. And they end up going to this retreat, and they meet each other, and they realize, or I guess they know of each other already because they're sisters, but they just didn't grow up together. So they decide to switch places so that they can kind of spend time with the other parent and kind of figure out why that they weren't allowed to, grow up together and blah, blah, blah. That was the gist of what she said. And then, of course, there's like a romance plot because I guess each sister is like falling in love with somebody or something like that.
I bet you they're going to fall in love with their sister's best friend. Because it's the truth I can possibly imagine. She seems to only run on cliches.
I mean, the cover looked interesting. I'm probably going to get it from the library because I refuse to buy it. Like, I already had to unhaul Again But Better, and I'm not going
to. I didn't buy Again But Better. How did I get it? I'm not trying to make a joke. How did I get Again But Better?
I don't remember.
Maybe it was ARC from NetGalley.
I think it was.
Maybe. Because I remember you talking about it.
I think it was, yeah. But ever since that one booktuber who, oh my God. I can't remember where she's from, New Zealand, Australia, wherever she's from, that dragged Again But Better for filth.
Oh my God, that video had me dying.
That was one of the harshest, and I kind of have to have mad respect for her because they run in the same circles in the sense of they have similar subscriber counts.
Yeah.
I mean, she has like 200,000 something, and granted, Christine has like 400,000 something, but they're up there. And so they could potentially end up at the same panels or events in the future. And so I just thought it was interesting that she just showed no mercy. She eviscerated that book to the point where I was just like, damn. And people were saying my review was, spicy. No, my review was nice.
The only reason your review was quote unquote spicy is because you're Black.
Right. But yeah, that was interesting. So I will get it from the library, or I'll just read the sample from Amazon and then decide if I still care when the sample is done.
Yeah, I'll just let you tell me about it. I'm not even gonna lie, that interests me zero. So
I just hate when people say my book is like Friends if it was set in. I just don't like that because I'm already thinking, so you're rewriting something that already exists, but you're just putting it in a different setting.
I agree with that. I feel like it also sets this intention of like this idea that like you don't actually need to have creative ideas. You can literally just jack someone else's and change their names, and somehow we're supposed to say, oh yeah, no, totally. This is her. She was just inspired.
Yeah, I can't do it. But it'll be interesting. I just want to see what the writing is like, and I don't really care about the story per se. I'm more curious about the writing and the execution of it.
Well, we're just waiting on yours.
Period.
Who else is writing a book right now? Somebody, what's her face, whose book can't get published or picked up?
Y'all, it's time to close this podcast. It is time to close the podcast.
If this gets out on Twitter, I'm gonna get on Twitter and put 2 straight middle fingers up when they.
Didn't she say that in her video though? Like, what lies am I telling?
My bills. But yeah, Haley in Bookland made a video basically stating that the reason that her book that she's been waiting, like she hasn't talked about her book, is because it went into, what is it called when you start kind of sending out
submission.
Yeah, okay, so it went to submission in April, and she hasn't heard anything back from it, and it's made her feel like a failure, and like her agent keeps telling her it's because of COVID. And I just want to stop right there because that's a bold-faced COVID ass lie. How many people have we seen on Twitter like, I just got my first book deal. I just got published and it's in 2020. And she's like, I don't want to say that. I don't want people trying to say that my book is bad because publishers won't pick it up. And it's like, I want you to pull the book back yourself and review the book yourself. Now that it's been a couple months, I want you to take that book back yourself and decide if you're going to keep going with it or change it up. Because I really feel like she was on camera, like distraught because she said she thought that this was going to be easier. And I was like, did you think it was going to be like Christine, where you got published even though the book was trash? Like, did you think because of your following that they were going to ignore the content of what you were writing? Like, we know people are getting published. We see it all the time on social media. So your agent, you listening to your agent and not, first of all, you need to fire your agent. That's the first thing you need to do because your agent is feeding you bullshit. That's the first thing you need to do. And then second of all, you need to have better faith in yourself because being afraid to admit that it's not going the way that you planned, that's childish. You was letting everybody in when you got the agent, when you got this, when you got that. No, if this is supposed to be real, if you're supposed to be quote unquote honest with your audience, you need to also let them know that this shit's difficult. This is hard. Like, this is not going how I thought it was going to. And it's like, I really feel like she thought her privilege in the booktube community was going to just skyrocket her to the top. And nobody is adhering to it. It's like, what I would have liked her to do is make videos talking about that, sharing her feelings, sharing how it made her feel, because a lot of people now are getting this idea that like all you have to do is write a book and it's automatically going to get published, and that's not true. Because if you listen to a lot of people, they tell you a bunch of different ones where they're like, this is like my 5th book that I've written and it finally got picked up. But people don't talk about that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, YouTube, BookTube, don't start creating this false narrative that just because you write a book, it's going to automatically get picked up.
I saw this one author, I think last year, she tweeted, she was like, I always see people using JKR saying that she was denied, like she said, 12 publishing companies before Harry Potter got picked up. And the author was, that's nice. Try 50 plus. And all the other authors under it were like giving up these high numbers.
Yeah, other authors were like, wow, that sounds nice. I saw that too. I saw one where the girl was like, she didn't get published until like her 100th try or something. And I was like, 100.
This is facts. I mean, most published authors, their first books that they have ever written is not the book that gets picked up. It's usually your 5th, your 6th. Maybe you went back and rewrote your first one 10 years later and finally gets picked up. Like, and there's so many variables involved. It's not always the writing. It's also just the market itself. What's popular, what's not popular. I mean, right now it's going to be hella hard to sell a dystopian. I mean, the dystopian era is gone, honey. You should not be writing a dystopian novel right now because it's going to be really hard to get it published.
Right. And all reads, you need to have tough skin.
Unless you're going to self-publish. Like, there's just certain things, like, publishers go with trends and what's popular. And they're just like, okay, well, this is popping off right now. Like, we don't have a market for your Space Odyssey right now, especially after Zenith bombed. So we can't go in that direction. I mean, Zenith did not bomb. Let me not even lie. I think it was on the bestseller list. It made a ton of money, so let me not be shady. But, people are just like, that's a part of it too. And people aren't honest about that. Like, oh, I wanted to write this, but that's not popular, so it didn't get picked up or whatever the case may be.
Don't worry, y'all. Bandit is blocked. I didn't realize they was out here trolling. My bad.
Who was that?
Some person came on here calling novelists racist and all that other stuff.
What? I'm so confused.
Sorry, because on my side, I see everything. Tati, remind me to make you a mod for our podcast.
Yes, please.
That's the first time we've had a troll in a minute. Don't y'all know we don't play with trolls in this group? This is a free space. We say what the fuck we want.
Period.
Period, poo. Yeah, nah, he started calling people racist in the chat. Nah, we don't do that here. But yes, I don't know. I watched that video of hers and I was just looking at her like,
the audacity of you.
what?
Mm-mm-mm.
Hold on one second. Let's see. Oh, he's still here? How is he still there?
Uh-oh.
I forgot. How do I make you mod?
I think it's in the settings.
Nah,
Or
because last time it was just like you click her name and then you could just make her the mod. But I did it last time. I don't know why I can't. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. Tati, text me while they talk. We'll work behind the scenes.
Reads with Cindy is writing a book.
About what? Oh, that's right. She did say she was gonna start writing a book.
She's writing it now. I don't know what it's about though. I think she's still in I think she started the second draft, actually. She makes videos about it. I just don't watch them all the way through. But yeah, she is writing a book as well. And so is Katie Tastic, or Caddy, however you say her name, Caddy Tastic.
Tastic or Caddy Tastic, I think.
I never know how she says her name. I always say it wrong. But yeah, she's been writing a book for a little over a year now, or a year, something like that. Like, she's finally taking it seriously because she's always made writing videos since damn near the beginning of BookTube.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah.
She was actually the writer booktuber to me. Like, out of all the big ones, she was the one to me who I saw as a serious writer. I never saw any of the other ones as serious writer. I was surprised when Christine was like, I'm writing a book. I was like, oh.
I just figured it out. Keep talking, guys. I just figured it out.
Yay. But yeah, so I'm curious about Reads with Cindy, like Cindy's book. I'm very curious just to know like what she would be writing about, because she doesn't give a lot of detail.
I will wait and see, because you know what? As far as Christine's second book, I don't think her first book was terrible at all. I think I gave it like 3 stars. I feel like it was long.
I think she's a good writer and she has good execution. I just didn't enjoy that plot. Like, I don't like cheating plot.
And it only really got good at the end.
Right.
And then it was over. And I was just like, hold up.
Wait, which story was this?
This was the one where the girl, Shane, has a study abroad program and she like basically...
Again, but better.
Yeah, by Christine.
Oh, yeah, I forgot, because he was technically cheating on his girlfriend with her.
There was cheating, and then like there was clear self-insertion. Like, Shane just felt a little too much like Christine, and it was kind of weird reading about it. Shane was very immature to be like 20, whatever she was supposed to be. She read more like a 14-year-old. Like, those are issues that can be fixed if you have a really good editor.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be.
And I also think if Again But Better would have been put out as YA, I think
yes,
if she was written like that.
Yes, like if it had taken place in high school, maybe there was a high school study abroad, that would have made so much more sense.
But they were adults, and it was kind of a lot. Like, you know, I was just like, okay, the maturity of the child is very, very low.
Yeah, she reads like a 14-year-old, like a 14, 15-year-old, but she's supposed to be 20-something.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it was broadcast as new adult. Our Miss WC reader said, are any of you guys going to read Francina Simone's book?
Yes, I actually just got it from the library.
Yeah. If there's an audiobook version of it, that's the only way I'm going to be able to read right now, because business is popping, so I don't have time to sit and read anymore, or right now. I can't wait till I get to sit down and read again, though. Ooh, I miss it.
I'm actually very excited about her book. I've only heard good things.
Well, I've heard mixed reviews, but I don't know if it's mixed reviews because people on Twitter won't forgive her for her little outbursts, or if it's like actual objective criticism.
Why is that being held against her? Like, I don't
Because she's
understand.
a Black woman. Well, this is not a further.
Pretty much, because it's like, you know, I think I tweeted this today. The booktube and book community does not know how to mind anything. I'm just like, you know, like if the book is terrible, then by all means give it 1 star. But are you really going to just don't say anything about it? If it's not bad and you just don't like her, then just move on. Like it's not really. I don't like a lot of authors. I just proceed not to read nothing they books.
Basically.
I'm good at that because, you know, I'm rooting for everybody Black. I just feel, I just know for a fact that I'm not a person that's going to be like, oh, it was great when it wasn't. Like, I still, like, that's, basically, I'm gonna do how I did with Rage of Dragons, where I loved Rage of Dragons, but at the same time, I saw all of the problems with Rage of Dragons. So, like, I'm gonna do the same thing with hers when I finally get a chance to sit down and read. Also, Ted said he's still struggling through Midnight Sun, and I had to think about what Midnight Sun was, and I was
Midnight
like,
Sun?
I'm trying to
Twilight.
read.
Oh.
I'm actually gonna be reading that next month because I'm rereading Twilight right now, but I can only do the audiobook because every time I try to actually read the physical book, I keep falling asleep and it can't hold my attention. So I'm just listening to the audiobook because that's the only way I can get through it. And then I'm gonna read Midnight Sun after.
Can you just do us a favor? I know you haven't been posting videos a lot. Can you just vlog your reading experience of Midnight Sun? I'm not gonna lie. If I have not watched many booktuber videos, I watched most people's vlogs for Midnight Sun because
was it funny?
It was funny because I think there was like collectively everybody was like, "What?"
There's a Twitter dedicated to all of Edward's thoughts. Let me tell you,
what?
When I tell you, I literally cracked up. Like it was funny. This man sounded so creepy and just oh my God. I was just like, Lord have mercy. For all of you who are trying to read it, kudos.
I'm not even, y'all know I'm not even going to lie and say I'm trying to read that book. But I've seen enough reading vlogs to get like a to just laugh at it. It's entertaining to watch. Next question. Did you guys see the collective distaste for the new Sarah J. Maas book? Okay, so
wait, what is it?
I don't know if it's a distaste for. Well, I know that there's like a massive hate for Sarah J. Maas.
But why is that?
I don't understand.
Can somebody explain this?
Okay, so the massive hate for Sarah J. Maas stemmed from people, you know, saying that she doesn't have a variety of races and ethnicities in her books.
She doesn't need to.
She doesn't need to.
I was just like, let me tell you something. I spent my whole life reading about some white people.
Right.
Like I just like that's just not her thing. Like I would rather have a white author not include minorities and other races in their books and have all of these fucking stereotypes that we now have to rage against and all of these just, you know, you're reading it and you're like, oh, this is so cringy. Like write what you know. Like that's what the first thing that they teach you in any writing class. Write what you motherfucking know. And I would rather have her write a full cast of white people like herself that she is familiar with than her trying to write diversity and me just sitting here hating her because she's using all these stereotypes and she's not familiar. I mean, I have never seen her with a person of color as her friend. Maybe they are her friends. I don't know. But I don't see it. And so I'm just like, I don't think that's her community. I don't think her community is very, very diverse. I don't think her circle is very diverse. And that's okay. I don't care. I don't go to her books for that.
I just have a question though. I just, for all of the book community that complains about, because a lot of people complain. I see people complain about her all the time.
I need to preface this. She was talking about the cover.
Oh.
Before we go on this rant, she was talking about the cover.
Oh, really?
That new cover is boo-boo compared to the first one.
Oh.
Like, if you guys haven't seen it, just go look it up right now.
I'm
The
looking.
cover is
What's the book called?
Is it
compared
A Court of Silver Flames?
yes, the next book in this new series that she has, to go from the first cover to this second cover, it was like,
What's the book called?
what is it called?
That's that place where they don't care no more, and they know it's gonna make money, so they don't care.
I don't remember the name of the book. I just know I remember talking to Ted on Instagram, and I was like, I feel like they spent the entire budget on the first cover. And they just like,
And they're like, we ran out. We ain't got nothing left.
I was just like,
We gave you all of our good ones.
it was just like, wait, get the same artist you got for the first cover.
I'm gonna go to her Goodreads.
Oh wow, this is the cover.
Yeah, that's the cover. I don't even have to see it to verify it. That is the cover.
Oh, okay. I see we're going with the rebranding.
But this
Are
is like,
all of them? I'm confused. Why does it look like this?
I have there should be a rule that if you're gonna start me on a series and you're gonna start with beautiful artwork, you are not allowed to give me ugly covers until the entire book series is done with the pretty covers first. Because they always start off with really decent artwork and then they give us boo-boo.
I know exactly why they did this.
That said, looks like an art cover, and it does.
They're trying to appeal to a broader audience because the other covers they have read very YA, read very female centered audience, read very like romance novel-y. So they're trying to, whenever they do stuff like this, it's kind of like the first time that they redid the Harry Potter covers, and you were just like, okay, because they were very plain.
Like, why would you do this?
Because they were trying to appeal to an adult audience, and they're trying to get adults to pick it up and not make it look like a children's book. So
even though it was middle grade,
it's what it is. But yeah, so I think that's what they're doing here is they're trying now, because with this new book, it's like branching off. It's still the same storyline, like the same world, but it's branching off because now it's about the main character's sister and she gets her own storyline. So now they're like, okay, we're going to rebrand. We're going to try to appeal to more people. We're going to try to make it less romance novel-y.
Wait, so this is like
a
story from a different story?
It's like the main female protagonist there's like a very, I don't want to do any spoilers because if you haven't read the books, then it's going to be spoilers.
Just tell me which book series this new book is from.
It's the Court of Thorns. It's the Court of Thorns and Roses. It's
that series. It's the sequel to the book that came out this year.
What book?
Listen, hold on. Let me look it up.
Aren't you talking about A Court of Silver Flames?
It's the only Sarah J. Maas book that I read. I thought that this was the sequel. Hold on. My phone is going really, really slow.
Oh, are you talking about the Crescent, whatever?
Yeah, I thought this was the sequel to Crescent City. This is not.
No, girl. No.
Look, I'm so confused.
It's not. That's another series. This is the Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is the next book. This is book 4.
Oh, I've never read it.
Listen, I'm glad y'all told me that because that's why I was asking questions. I was like, there's a drastic difference between this beautiful red cover and this thing y'all just gave us. Like, that's why I was so confused. I was
no. That's a whole nother series she's writing. This is her other series. She has 3 different series, right? So she has the Assassin series. I can never fucking remember the name of that series. Somebody help me out in the comments.
Yeah,
Assassin with this is gonna bother me. The books that made her famous. I should just go look on my bookshelf. So that was her first series. So she has that series. That series is completed. Then she wrote the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which was marketed as a new adult and is a little bit sexier, spicier, a little bit. So that's the series we're talking about now, and that's the cover that people are upset about because that's the newest release that she has coming out. And then she has the third one, which is Crescent City. That's a completely new series that she's starting.
Oh, listen,
that's the one you read.
That's the one that I thought this new cover was supposed to be the sequel to.
I know people would have been mad about that.
You don't understand because that first cover is gorgeous. So I was just genuinely
Throne of Glass. Thank you, everybody. Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass. Okay. Look at everybody coming through.
Yeah, so there's Throne of Glass. That's the very first series that made her famous. And there's like, what, 7 books or something crazy? I have not finished that series. And then there's A Court of Thorns and
Hold up,
Roses.
is that the same series you begged me and Brittany to start?
No. Wait, was it Throne of... I thought it was A Court of Thorns and Roses.
I'd rather have y'all read A Court of Thorns and Roses. There's way more crazy shit happening in that series than last series.
You know, one day when I'm ready to read more romance, because I'm sorry, I don't consider Sarah J. Maas fantasy.
She's not. She's romance. She's really
when I
romance.
feel like reading more YA romance, I guess I will give that series a try next, but no. Wait, is Cinderella is Dead? Cinderella is Dead is advertised in what genre?
As a fantasy.
Is
or
it...
no, retelling.
Yeah, retelling.
Fairy tale retelling.
Okay.
Obviously.
Like a YA fairy tale retelling?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, because I was like,
But it is a fantasy though.
Yeah. We're at the 1.5 hour mark. So I do kind of want to wrap this up. If y'all missed the announcement that we did, a week or two ago, we announced that we was gonna get naked.
About a week ago.
Naked. About
a week ago.
The prompts will be going up tomorrow, right, Oshley?
Yes, tomorrow, 10 a.m., we will be posting our announcement video here on this channel, Black Prose Club. I'll also be posting a separate announcement video on my channel, Oshi Reads. So whichever hits your subscription feeds first, you'll know what the prompts will be and the dates for the readathon. And we are very, very excited.
And don't worry, we have a group read that's also Black romance. Tati, as the accidental creator of the name of our readathon, if y'all missed that Monster Smut live where she accidentally wrote naked, it literally from there we created this readathon. She's going to be making a recommendation video of some Black romances. If any of you watching this want to make recommendation videos and just be a naked ambassador, please make sure you hashtag it naked ambassador as well. Like, please.
Yes.
So we can shout it out because that would help us out a lot.
Yes.
So if you are a Black romance reader, and again, Black romance is defined as a relationship between Black people. So if you are not Black, and if he's Black and you're not, that is interracial, and that is not in this readathon.
Period.
No.
So if you want to do a Black romance recommendation video, go ahead. Let us know. TBRs, whatever you want to do. If you know of some Black romance authors that you know do not get a lot of love, shout out their books. Like, this is a Black romance celebration. And I'm sure you guys are going to get the full explanation of this tomorrow.
Yes, we are very excited because this is something we've been talking about for months now. And we've just held back because there were not a lot, but there were a few other Black romance readathons going on when we initially came up with our plans. So we wanted to give them their moment to shine. And you know what? There's room for all of us. And there can never be enough celebration of Black love. So we are here with ours now. And yeah, stay tuned for the prompts tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You will have them in your subscription boxes.
And yes, and to answer your question, you can do recommendation post. Whatever you want to do, the goal is to do nothing but spam the world with Black romance. And honestly, Black BDSM, Black Monster Smut, bring it all.
Bring it all.
I know all of y'all read romance, so we should, like, the list of Black romance should be like endless with multiple categories, because I know all of y'all read different types of Black romance. So I look forward to seeing what everybody is going to be shouting out.
And just like with Throwback-a-thon, we will be having Instagram. What are we calling them? Instagram.
We're going to call this year. They're prompts that'll also be highlighting Black authors.
We're not releasing those yet, but they will be released each day on Instagram. So make sure that you follow us at Black Prose Book Club on IG.
And we should also say we do understand we have slow readers in our club. We love you for that. That's why we'll be posting the video tomorrow. That way you'll have the prompts in advance. You don't have to wait until the week to start reading. You don't have to do all of the prompts. If you're going to do, like, we all know I'm not a romance reader. I'm going to read the group book because I want to be able to contribute to the conversation. But that's all I'm doing. Y'all ain't going to see no TBR from me. I'm not even going to front with y'all. I am the graphics social media person for this readathon. That's it.
She is our graphic designer, social media marketing manager, and coordinator.
That's what I am for this readathon. So, like, I will be there to shout. Like, I'm gonna be the person making sure to shout. Oh, and the other hashtags are Black Prose Club, Let's Get Naked, and shoot, I wrote another one down. Where's my paper? Okay, there it is. It's Let's Get Naked, Black Prose Club, and then Naked Ambassador, and then Black Romance Naked. And it's not naked, it's naked.
Naked.
Oh, and the last question is, will there be a live stream as well? We always end our readathons with a live show, so we might have something to do with y'all. I think I'm gonna try to come up with a game or two for that live show.
Ooh.
We're gonna figure this out. Maybe. Ooh, I have an idea that I'll talk to y'all about after this.
Ooh.
That would be fun. Tati,
all right, everybody. So that is it for tonight's podcast. Thank you so much for joining us here at Black Prose Club. We have enjoyed chatting with y'all, cutting up in the comments as always. And we will see you at our next live. We are going to release our schedule for October. Don't forget to support us on Patreon if you would care to. We're going to be releasing our Patreon content in October as well. And we will catch you guys on the internet.
Stay Black.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
Bye.